Have you ever looked at a food label that says low fat and thought, this must be the healthier option? For decades, we've been told that fat is the enemy, that choosing low-fat yogurts, crackers, salad dressings, and frozen meals is the smart way to protect our hearts and waistlines. But what if I told you that many of these low-fat packaged foods might actually be causing more harm than good, especially for older adults? You might be surprised to learn that removing fat from foods doesn't automatically make them healthier. In fact, it often means something else has been added, and it's usually not something your body wants or needs. As we age, our digestion slows down, our ability to absorb nutrients becomes more sensitive, and our bodies need more support, not more chemicals. Yet, many low-fat products are filled with artificial ingredients, added sugars, and synthetic fat substitutes that can wreak havoc on your gut, disrupt your digestion, and even affect your mood and energy levels. Think about it. If these foods are supposed to be better, why do so many people feel worse after eating them? In today's video, we're going to uncover the hidden dangers of low-fat packaged foods, the very items many seniors reach for daily, believing they're making healthy choices. We'll explain why these foods might be quietly sabotaging your digestion, weakening your immune system, and even increasing your risk of nutrient deficiencies. But don't worry, this isn't about scaring you, it's about empowering you with knowledge so you can make smarter, simpler food decisions that actually support your health and energy as you age. Stay with us until the end, because you deserve to know the truth about what's really in your food and how to nourish your body the right way. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1. The hidden truth about low-fat labels. A few years ago, Helen, a 74-year-old grandmother from Ohio, made a promise to herself she would eat healthier to keep up with her energetic grandkids. She swapped out her regular snacks for low-fat versions, low-fat yogurt, low-fat peanut butter, low-fat cookies, thinking she was doing the right thing. But over time, she started feeling more tired, more bloated, and strangely, she wasn't losing any weight. In fact, her blood sugar was creeping up, and her doctor warned she might be pre-diabetic. She was confused. How could these so-called healthy low-fat foods be causing her more harm than good? The truth is, when companies remove fat from food, they usually have to add something back to make it taste good again. Fat adds flavor, texture, and satisfaction to meals. Without it, food becomes bland. So, manufacturers often add sugar, starches, gums, or chemical thickeners to make up the difference. These added ingredients aren't always obvious. They're hidden under names like maltodextrin, carrageenan, and natural flavors. While they make the product taste better, they can do serious damage to your body, especially if you're over 60. Fat isn't just about taste, it plays a critical role in helping your body absorb vitamins, manage hormones, and keep your brain and joints functioning well. When you cut it out and replace it with sugar and fillers, you're giving your body empty calories with little nutritional value. Worse yet, those added sugars can spike insulin levels, increase inflammation, and contribute to cognitive decline over time. Seniors are especially vulnerable to these effects because our metabolism slows down and our bodies become more sensitive to imbalances. What's even more troubling is how misleading the packaging can be. A product might scream low-fat or heart-healthy on the front, but a glance at the ingredient list tells another story. Some low-fat yogurts contain more sugar than a candy bar, and those low-fat crackers, they're often just processed white flour with no real nutrition. This marketing tricks people, especially seniors trying to make better choices, into thinking they're doing something good when they're actually accelerating aging. If you're like Helen, trying to do the right thing by choosing low-fat products, you might be unknowingly sabotaging your health. The good news is there's a better way. Instead of avoiding fat altogether, focus on healthy fats like those from avocados, nuts, seeds, and olive oil, and whole foods that don't need fancy labels. Real food doesn't need to shout low fat because it's naturally balanced and nourishing. So, next time you pick something off the shelf, take a moment to flip it over and read the label. Are you buying a product because of what the front says, or because of what's actually in it? Making small changes in how we read and choose packaged foods can make a big difference in how we feel every day. Now that you know what's really behind those low-fat labels, let's take a closer look at what happens when companies use synthetic fat substitutes to trick our taste buds, and how that can mess with your digestion. Stay with me for the next part. It's something most people never talk about, but you'll want to hear it. Number 2. Harmful fat replacements that disrupt digestion. James, a 76-year-old retired firefighter from Arizona, had always taken pride in staying active and eating smart. A few years ago, after reading an article about heart health, he decided to go low-fat across the board. He stocked his pantry with fat-free chips, sugar-free cookies, and light salad dressings. At first, it felt like a smart move, but then came the stomach cramps, bloating, and unpredictable bathroom visits. James chalked it up to aging, until a nutritionist pointed out something hiding in plain sight: olestra. This synthetic fat substitute found in many low-fat packaged snacks was wreaking havoc on his digestive system. Fat substitutes like olestra, or chemically modified starches, are designed to fool your taste buds. They mimic the creamy, satisfying feel of fat without delivering the same calories. But your body isn't easily fooled. Unlike natural fats, these man-made compounds can't be properly digested. Instead, they pass through your digestive system untouched, often dragging vital nutrients with them. In fact, olestra has been shown to interfere with the absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K, nutrients especially important for seniors to maintain muscle strength, immune health, and vision. And it's not just olestra. Many low-fat products use emulsifiers and gums like carrageenan or xanthan gum to recreate the texture of full-fat foods. While these ingredients are generally recognized as safe in small amounts, they can irritate the gut lining, trigger inflammation, and disrupt the balance of bacteria in your intestines. For older adults with naturally slower digestion and more sensitive guts, this can lead to gas, bloating, constipation, or diarrhea, symptoms many chalk up to aging, but are actually avoidable. Let's not forget one important fact. As we age, our digestive enzymes decrease, and our intestines become less resilient. This means our bodies are less equipped to deal with artificial compounds that were never meant to be food in the first place. Choosing foods that are easier to digest, made with real ingredients, can help seniors avoid unnecessary discomfort and improve nutrient absorption. For someone like James, the change was life-altering. After eliminating synthetic, low-fat products and going back to foods made with natural fats like olive oil and full-fat dairy, his digestion stabilized, and he felt more energetic than he had in years. So, here's the question: is the light version of your favorite snack really worth the stomach aches, bloating, and potential nutrient loss? It might be time to listen to your gut. Literally, the foods that are easiest on your digestion are often the ones closest to their natural form. Now that we've looked at how synthetic fat replace can upset your stomach and rob you of vital nutrients, let's move on to another piece of the puzzle: how these low-fat foods can actually damage your gut health by starving the friendly bacteria that keep you balanced. Number 3. Gut health at risk: the fiber and fat connection. Margaret, a 71-year-old widow from Michigan, prided herself on her independence and sharp mind. She lived alone, cooked her own meals, and walked daily. But after seeing ads promoting healthy low-fat meals, she started relying more on frozen diet and trees and fat-free snacks to simplify her routine. Within a few months, she began feeling sluggish, her digestion became irregular, and her usual vibrant energy faded. Her doctor couldn't find anything seriously wrong, but something felt off. It wasn't until her granddaughter, a dietetic intern, looked at her food journal and noticed the pattern: too many processed, low-fat meals, and almost no healthy fats or fiber. This is a hidden danger that many seniors face, sacrificing gut health in pursuit of low-fat eating. Many low-fat packaged foods don't just remove fat, they also strip away fiber. resulting in a product that digests too quickly, spikes blood sugar, and leaves your digestive system undernourished. Fiber and fat work together like teammates in your gut. Fiber feeds your good bacteria, while healthy fats help reduce inflammation and allow fat-soluble nutrients to be absorbed properly. When both are missing, as they often are in low-fat processed foods, the gut suffers. Your gut is more than just a food processing machine. It's home to trillions of microbes that influence your immune system, brain function, and even mood. When these microbes don't get enough fiber, or are irritated by artificial additives, they fall out of balance. This imbalance, called dysbiosis, can lead to bloating, constipation, poor nutrient absorption, and increased risk for conditions like leaky gut syndrome, and even depression. For older adults, whose digestive resilience naturally declines, this imbalance can have a ripple effect across their entire health. What's especially concerning is that low-fat packaged foods are often marketed as light, easy to digest, or gentle on the stomach, but the reality is the opposite. Without real fats and plant-based fibers, your digestive system doesn't get the nourishment it needs to keep you regular and energized. Margaret, once she switched back to real foods like oatmeal with chia seeds, roasted vegetables with olive oil, and hearty lentil soups, noticed a remarkable shift, not just in her digestion, but in her mood and motivation, too. If you've been feeling more tired, more bloated, or more off than usual, consider what kind of fats and fibers you're actually getting. Are your meals coming from boxes with long ingredient lists, or are they made from whole, recognizable foods that your body can easily understand and use? Now that we've seen how the lack of real fats and fiber in low-fat packaged foods can damage your gut and energy levels, let's dive deeper into how this kind of diet can prevent your body's critical vitamins. Number 4. Low-fat diets can undermine nutrient absorption. Harold, a 79-year-old retired teacher from Oregon, had always followed his doctor's advice. When told to lower his cholesterol, he eliminated all full-fat dairy, stopped using butter, and switched to fat-free everything: milk, cheese, salad dressing. He also took his daily multivitamin faithfully. But over the years, Harold began to notice something strange. His legs felt weaker. His balance was off. And he started falling more often. His energy dropped, and he felt foggy-headed. Even though his blood work showed no major red flags, it wasn't until a nutritionist reviewed his diet that the missing puzzle piece clicked. Harold wasn't absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, because there was no fat in his meals to help absorb them. This is a common but often overlooked issue among seniors who follow low-fat diets. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are essential for many bodily functions. Vitamin A supports vision and immune health, vitamin D for strong bones and muscle strength, vitamin E protects cells, and vitamin K aids blood clotting and bone health. But your body can't absorb these vitamins unless fat is present in your digestive system. Without dietary fat, they simply pass through and are lost, no matter how many supplements you take. Many seniors are surprised to learn that despite taking vitamins regularly, they may still be deficient. Why? Because those nutrients need to be paired with fat in a meal to enter your bloodstream. A salad with fat-free dressing and a multivitamin doesn't help much if there's no olive oil, avocado, or even a small amount of cheese or egg to carry the nutrients. This is especially important for aging adults, as deficiencies in vitamin D and K are directly linked to frailty, osteoporosis, and increased fall risk, all impacting independence and quality of life. Low-fat packaged foods, despite being labeled as healthy, often create a nutrient desert. They may be low in calories, but they're also low in value. You may be filling your plate, but your body is still starving for what it truly needs. Reintroducing healthy fats like nuts, seeds, full-fat dairy, and quality oils boosts flavor, satisfaction, and helps your body use the vitamins you're giving it. Harold, after switching to whole foods, adding olive oil to salads, real butter to toast, reported stable energy, improved mood, fewer falls within months. So, are you avoiding fat because of fear, or because you understand what your body needs? Sometimes outdated advice unintentionally blocks our bodies from healing and thriving. Next, Let's talk about something immediate and easy to feel: your energy. Because without healthy fats, your body struggles to keep up. Number 5. Real fat, real energy. The case for Whole Foods. Gloria, a 67-year-old retired nurse from North Carolina, had always been full of life. She loved gardening, volunteering at her church, and hosting Sunday dinners for her children and grandkids. But after following a strict low-fat diet to stay lean and healthy, she began noticing changes. She felt hungry all the time. Her energy dipped by late morning, and her afternoon naps became longer and more frequent. The spark she once had began to fade. Her meals, though carefully portioned, consisted mostly of low-fat yogurts, crackers, rice cakes, and packaged diet meals. Her body, in truth, was starving, not for calories, but for real energy. Here's the thing most people don't realize: if fat is not just fuel, it's long-burning, stable energy that keeps blood sugar balanced and your brain sharp. Unlike sugar and processed carbs, which give a quick spike followed by a crash, healthy fats release energy slowly and consistently. That means fewer mood swings, more mental clarity, and the ability to go from breakfast to lunch without needing a snack or nap. For seniors like Gloria, whose metabolism naturally slows with age, this kind of steady energy is exactly what the body needs to function well throughout the day. Low-fat packaged foods may look like they'll help you lose weight or eat clean, but they're often loaded with quick, digesting carbohydrates and artificial fillers that burn through your system too fast. This leads to energy highs and lows, sugar cravings, and that sluggish, foggy feeling many seniors blame on aging when it may actually be what they're eating. Without enough fat, the body struggles to regulate insulin and maintain a stable mood. Even the brain, about 60% fat, suffers when not fed properly. When Gloria started replacing her fat-free snacks with whole foods, like a boiled egg with avocado, a handful of almonds, or whole grain toast with almond butter, she noticed an incredible change. Her hunger stabilized, her energy returned, and by the end of the week, she was back gardening, trimming rose bushes with joy she thought she'd lost forever. It wasn't about eating more, it was about eating smarter. If you've wondered why you feel drained after a full meal, or why you reach for sweets an hour after eating, it might be time to look at your fat intake. Are you giving your body the nourishment it needs to feel full, satisfied, and strong? Real fat from foods like olives, seeds, nuts, eggs, and full-fat dairy isn't the enemy. In fact, it may be the missing ingredient that brings your body back into balance. Number 6. Emotional satisfaction and the joy of eating real food. Phyllis, a 73-year-old retired librarian from Vermont, always looked forward to mealtime. Growing up, she remembered her mother cooking with real butter, stewing hearty soups, never worrying about fat grams. But as nutrition trends changed, Phyllis began eating diet foods: low-fat frozen dinners, sugar-free puddings, light mayonnaise. At first, it seemed sensible, but over time, something unexpected happened. Food no longer brought her joy. Meals became mechanical, dull, and unsatisfying. She wasn't just hungry physically, she was emotionally undernourished. This isn't talked about often, but food is more than fuel. It's comfort, connection, memory. For seniors, especially those living alone or coping with loss, mealtime can be a moment of pleasure and routine. When you strip away fat and flavor, as low-fat packaged foods do, you often strip away satisfaction, too. The result: you keep reaching for more snacks, sweets, light options, trying to fill an emptiness not just in your stomach, but in your heart. Scientifically, fat helps with satiety, triggering hormones that tell your brain, "I've had enough." Without it, meals feel incomplete, and cravings kick in faster. Low-fat foods often use sugar and artificial sweeteners, but these don't provide the same satisfaction, leading to a roller coaster of hunger and guilt many seniors experience. Beyond the biological, there's something profoundly human about enjoying real food, sitting with a bowl of vegetable stew drizzled with olive oil, or spreading real butter on warm toast. These simple pleasures nourish more than your body. They remind you of who you are, where you've been, and what it means to care for yourself. Phyllis, after years of diet food, returned to her mother's cooking style, using real ingredients, stopped counting fat grams. Her appetite, mood, digestion, and sleep improved. If food feels joyless or unsatisfying, it might not be you, it might be what you're eating. Are your meals colorful, flavorful, made with real ingredients, or just low fat boxes leaving you wanting more? In our final section, let's bring everything together. We've talked about what's hiding inside low fat packaged foods. Now it's time to shift toward what truly supports your health and happiness in this next chapter of life. Don't miss the conclusion. It's where change begins. So, what have we learned today about low-fat packaged foods? At first glance, they may seem like a healthy, responsible choice, especially for older adults trying to protect their hearts or control weight. But beneath bright labels and health claims, these foods often hide ingredients that do more harm than good, from synthetic fat replacements upsetting digestion to the loss of vital fiber, and healthy fats supporting gut, energy, and nutrient absorption. The risks are too great to ignore. We've seen how people like Harold, Gloria, and Phyllis experienced serious health changes, traced to relying on packaged foods stripped of real nutrition and filled with artificial fixes. The good news is it's never too late to turn things around. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Start by adding small portions of real nourishing fats, a drizzle of olive oil on vegetables, a handful of walnuts, a spoonful of full-fat yogurt with berries. These small changes can have a big impact not just on your digestion and energy, but on your overall joy in eating. Your body deserves food it can recognize, use, and thrive on. As we age, that becomes even more important, because every bite matters a little more. Let go of the fear that fat is the enemy. Instead, embrace whole, unprocessed foods that make you feel full, strong, and satisfied. That's not just good nutrition, it's good living. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you see things differently, please consider clicking like and subscribe so we can continue sharing honest, empowering information for healthy aging. Take care of yourself, enjoy your meals, and remember, real food brings real strength. I'll see you in the next video.